The next theory that we'll be studying is molecular orbital theory, the theory that will help us in understanding the molecular bonding.
MO theory. Molecular orbital theory was developed by F. Hund and R. S. Mulliken in 1932. Basic idea of MO theory is that atomic orbitals of individual atoms combine to form molecular orbitals. Electrons in molecule are present in the molecular orbitals, which are associated with several nuclei. The atomic orbitals of comparable energies and proper symmetry combine to form molecular orbitals. The number of molecular orbitals formed is equal to the number of combining atomic orbitals. When two atomic orbitals combine, two molecular orbitals are formed. One is known as bonding molecular orbital, while the other is called anti-bonding molecular orbital. The bonding molecular orbital has lower energy and hence greater stability than the corresponding anti-bonding molecular orbital.
Since we have studied about molecular orbital theory, now we'll be looking at its further integration, that is sigma and pi molecular orbital theory.
Sigma and pi MO theory. Molecular orbitals that are symmetrical about the axis of the bond are called sigma molecular orbitals. There are two types of sigma orbitals formed: anti-bonding sigma orbitals and bonding sigma orbitals. In sigma bonding orbitals, the in-phase atomic orbitals overlap end to end, causing an increase in electron density along the bond axis. In sigma anti-bonding orbitals, the outer phase 1s orbitals interfere destructively, which results in a low electron density between the nuclei, as shown in the diagram. The energy levels of the bonding and anti-bonding orbitals formed in the hydrogen molecule are shown on the screen. Two molecular orbitals were formed, one anti-bonding and one bonding. The two electrons in the hydrogen molecule have anti-parallel spin. Notice that the anti-bonding orbital is empty and has a higher energy than the bonding orbital. The pi bonds exhibit a side-to-side overlap, which then causes there to be no electron density along the axis, but there is density above and below the axis. The diagram shows a pi anti-bonding molecular orbital and a pi bonding molecular orbital. The two 2pz orbitals overlap to create another pair of pi 2p and pi 2p molecular orbitals. The 2pz 2pz overlap is similar to the 2py overlap because it is just the orbitals of the 2pz rotated 90 degrees about the axis. The new molecular orbitals have the same potential energies as those from the 2py overlap. The 8th atomic orbital gives rise to 8 molecular orbitals. The increasing order of energies of various molecular orbitals for homonuclear diatomic molecules is shown. This sequence of energy levels of molecular orbitals is not correct for the molecules like lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon and nitrogen. The increasing order of energies of various molecular orbitals for these molecules is shown by the given expression.
Now let's look at what is it when we say what is bond order.
Bond order. Bond order indicates the strength of the bond. The higher the bond order, the stronger will be the bond. It is depicted by the given expression, where A is the number of E in bonding molecular orbitals and B is the number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbitals. If the bond order is 0, then no bonds are produced and the molecule is not stable, for example, helium molecule. If the bond order is 1, then it is a single covalent bond. If it is 2, then it is double covalent bond, and if the bond order is 3, then it is triple covalent bond. Bond order is directly proportional to the stability of the molecule and is inversely proportional to the bond length. If all the molecular orbitals in a molecule are doubly occupied, the substance is diamagnetic, repelled by magnetic field. For example, hydrogen molecule. However, if one or more molecular orbitals are singly occupied, it is paramagnetic, attracted by magnetic field. Example, oxygen molecule. Stability of molecules depends on number of electrons occupying bonding and anti-bonding orbitals. Molecule is stable if the number of electrons in bonding orbitals is greater than that in anti-bonding orbitals. Molecules with less electrons in bonding orbitals than in anti-bonding are unstable.
Let's look at one different kind of bonding, that is hydrogen bonding. We all know hydrogen has one electron and one proton. So let's look at how does hydrogen forms its bonds.
Hydrogen bonding. The attractive force which binds hydrogen atom of one molecule with electronegative atom like oxygen, nitrogen and fluorine of another molecule is known as hydrogen bonding. The magnitude of hydrogen bonding depends on the physical state of the compound. It is maximum in the solid state and minimum in the gaseous state. It is weaker than covalent bond. There are two types of hydrogen bonding: intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bond is formed between two different molecules of same or different substances. For example, hydrogen bonding in water molecule. Intramolecular hydrogen bond is formed between the hydrogen atom and highly electronegative like oxygen, fluorine or nitrogen present in the same molecule. Hydrogen bond in orthonitrophenol is an example of this type.
So now let's look a final look at the summary. Let's look at what we have learned so far.
Let us summarize the main points covered in this digital content. The attractive force which holds various constituents together in different chemical species is called a chemical bond. According to the electron theory of chemical bonding, atoms achieve stable octet when they are linked by chemical bonds. The atoms do so either by transfer or sharing of valence electrons. The principle of attaining a maximum of 8 electrons in the valence shell or outermost shell of atoms is known as octet rule. The bond formed by mutual sharing of electrons between the combining atoms of the same or different elements is called a covalent bond. Covalent type
conclusion, we have learned about how molecules form bonds, how elements react and how they form bond, and different bond theories and different types of orbital theories.